How I made my first $1 million at 20 years old by wholesaling real estate, and how you can steal my same exact plan I did to make over $1 million at the age of 20. What is up, guys? Zach in here, and in today's video, I'm going to share everything on my journey making up to $1 million per year and the really important steps and game plans and action plans I took to become a millionaire in under 3 years in wholesaling real estate. Now, a lot of people think I had this crazy, amazing plan and I had to be this super savvy wholesaler to do this. And honestly, I just did the simple things that really I had to do. And I kind of did it a smart way that helped me to land to millionaire status at the age of 20. And as of this video, 23 years old, I've been able to blow that millionaire status out of the water and just increasing and stepping up the game to become a better entrepreneur and a better wholesaler. So before I break it down and really share you a $3,000 wholesaling scaling boot camp, do me a big favor. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and let's get into it. So the first thing you have to understand about making $1 million in wholesaling real estate and the way that I did it, it's never about making $1 million. That was never the goal for me. That was never the plan. That was never the thing I wanted. The result wasn't the goal in mind. It was what that money would give to me. Now, I started wholesaling real estate not to become a millionaire. Honestly, my goal starting out in wholesaling was just to make at least $100K a year so I didn't have to work my regular bag boy job. But eventually it led to something where I had to grow a little more than that, because once I hit $100,000 per year, that wasn't the goal anymore. And ultimately that goal from making $100K to $1 million per year and having that millionaire status, that net worth at 20 years old, came down to a passion of helping me, my family, and my future family forever. And once I get to the point now, it's not really about that anymore because I've already done that. It's more about helping people like you learn wholesaling real estate and for you to actually do the same thing I did for my family and my future generations, but for your family and your generations. I'm telling you, what I'm doing right here on this channel is bigger than me. And that is the point of why I'm making this video. I'm not making this video to boast or brag, tell you, oh, I'm a millionaire, But really the point is I want to show you and inspire you how I did it so you can steal my plan so you become a millionaire, not just for the money, so you can actually do the underlying things that's important. Retiring your mom, taking care of your family. If something terrible ever happened to your family or a dog or a cat, you could financially take care of them and really avoid the stress and the generational money issues most Americans face today. And heck, if you're doing this abroad, internationally, this can change your life even tenfold. So I hope I can inspire you today, and let's really break it all down. So my first 100K in wholesaling real estate was really when I was about 17 years old to 18 years old. I was in high school here. I was a full-time bag boy. I was on the high school wrestling team. I did cross country. I volunteered for the Red Cross like crazy. I spent pretty much all my Sundays out of soup kitchen, cooking food for people. I was a very, very busy guy, and I still made time to wholesale houses because I did not want to be a bag boy anymore. I was really tired, first of all, of just all the stuff I was doing, but also I was very, very tired of being a bag boy and seeing what the corporate life would lead to me. So I decided to make a change and started wholesaling houses. And if you want to get my full hour-long breakdown of my entire story starting out, I recommend you do go to freewholesaling.com, my free wholesaling course, where I break down my entire story. Now, long story short, my dad was a huge wholesaler, and I started reading books from his library and started working on getting my first deal. I ended up doing BANDIT signs, and for that full year, all I did was put BANDIT signs out 3 a.m., 4, 5 a.m., whenever there wasn't much traffic, and I put them in really high traffic areas in my area outside my high school wrestling tournaments. I started getting a lot of great calls and eventually a ton of wholesaling deals. Stumbled upon my first couple deals, and eventually by the time I graduated high school, made about $100,000. And that was my first 100K in this business. Now that was just sheer luck, sheer grinding, and sheer just doing the work that had to be done every single day. There's nothing sexy with it. I stumbled forward so many times and I really struggled a lot. But with those struggles, I learned a lot of lessons. There's nothing I would probably change during that time. And of course, I probably lost a bunch of $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 deals, but it didn't really matter. The lessons I learned were way more valuable than those actual deals because I can use them in my own wholesaling business right now and helping you guys out here. And really that fundamentals from 17 to 18 years old and that struggle helps me connect with so many new wholesalers that are doing the same exact journey. The only thing I could tell you on this journey that you're probably relating to right now on it is you just got to keep chugging. There's no other way around it. Just doing the consistent work every single day. That's the secret to making your first $100,000. It's all about the marketing. That should be your main focus, and just being really simple talking to sellers. Hey, are you looking to sell your property? Yes or no? That is it. Now that $250,000 per year to that $1 million, especially in the net worth, that's when things start getting interesting. I did something not a lot of wholesalers really do starting out, but once I started making that $100K a year, I started hiring employees, but I did it in a very weird and different way. I didn't hire employees for people that I didn't know exactly how to train. So what do I mean by this? So I was making hundreds of thousands of dollars per year just doing BANDIT signs, and I started cold calling. I hired people to do BANDIT signs for me so I could spend more time cold calling. calling. Of course, most people tell you get a VA for the cold calling. Don't ever cold call ever. But the honest truth here is I didn't know how to train a cold call the right way. I didn't know how to cold call at all. Obviously, my dad, Rick, he never cold called ever. And so it's kind of an unknown thing. So I got really stinking good at cold calling 5 hours a day, 5 days a week for a complete year straight. And from there, heck, you figured it out. I got really good at cold calling. I started closing a lot of cold calling deals that eventually led me to hiring VAs, and they started using the script I developed, especially the ones that I use right now in my objection handlings that I developed at freewholesaling.com. If I just hired a VA starting out, I would have never developed the perfect script that I use in my own company and really figured out how to answer the objections the right way. This is a big struggle I feel like a lot of people have when they just hire a VA starting out. And honestly, I don't think you should be doing that. Figure out how to do it first, and that'll lead to your wholesaling success. And then eventually from there, my game plan was really simple. Make a ton of money wholesaling, reinvest it back in the business for more marketing channels and more marketing lists and skip tracing, and keep repeating and growing the business. So my little cycle here was I did a bunch of BANDIT signs, made a ton of money doing that, went over to cold calling, reinvested into skip tracing, lists, and all those great things for cold calling. Then I started partnering up with Rick. I started using his direct mail list and start cold calling that one. And that worked out really well. Then we reinvested a lot more profits into this new thing in 2018 and 2019 called SMS text blasting. It was this really weird new concept I kept seeing from everyone. And they were offering back in the day, now I feel like an old man saying this, but back in the day when I was 18, 19 years old, companies like Launch Control and Lead Sherpa, for about $500 a month, you get unlimited outbound texts. That used to be the thing. I know. But I used to, for $500, just send unlimited texts out there. It was insane. I made so much money doing this, and I wish they did it now, but obviously word got out. It actually worked really well. They started changing things and things started getting cracking down. And eventually SMSZack.com is really the only platform out here anymore that still lets you send text out in that same manner, that has AI with it and doesn't have that Twilio or opt-out language. All the other platforms have that now, which kind of sucks. So that's why if you are going to do SMS, you should probably still do SMSZack.com for it. On top of that too, I started reinvesting in everything and it just grew the business like crazy. We had the direct mail, we added all the crazy marketing channels, and a lot of marketing channels worked, but more of them didn't work, right? So I did Facebook ads. I made a decent amount of money doing it, right? But it just wasn't the best ROI for me. SEO, PPC, heck, we even did radio ads. We've done them all. And honestly, what we have found is the top 3 marketing channels for us were always direct mail, cold calling, and SMS. The other ones worked really well, but those top 3 were where we saw 80% of our wholesaling deals come from. So we started getting really good doing that and just scaled up our business like crazy doing it. From there, when we started making a ton of money, really getting to the millions of dollars per year, and then I started investing. And I've always been investing since I was like 17, 18 years old. All the profits I didn't reinvest in the business into stocks. But really when I was 19 years old, I started getting a lot more into buying cash flowing assets. And ever since I started making a good money, I just started putting them mostly into rental properties. And that's really when the net worth started growing because the cash flow was amazing. I got to write off a ton of revenue I was making in my own business. So if I made $1 million, I could put a ton of that money into rental properties, write off the renovation on that property, rent it out, depreciate it, and getting a lot of tax savings with that profits I made with my investing. So I invested and saved a bunch of money on taxes. It started changing a lot for me too. And then, you know, in Florida, property started appreciating 25% a year for a couple of years, and me pouring millions of dollars into that worked really well for me. And still, as of this video, I'm pouring most of my money into cash flowing assets. Now with the interest rates right now currently, I am buying them pretty much all for cash, and I'll probably refi them maybe in the future when rates seem a little better, but right now it's just buying them all cash. But really, the key plan for me is to make a ton of money, reinvest in the business, make sure the business is first and foremost my priority, and then invest pretty much all the profits I can. I don't really live too crazy into cash flowing assets for me and my family. That should be the same goal for you. Don't be the person out here buying all these crazy fancy things. You need to focus on getting your first rental property. Point of this video is I work so hard in the beginning so I can buy cash flowing assets that pay me passively with management companies every single month, so I don't have to wholesale houses anymore. Guys, I don't have to wholesale real estate anymore. I get to wholesale real estate. It's fun. It's everything I want to do in life. And if I unfortunately pass away, which I know in the next 100 years probably will happen, hopefully science it's a little further, but I can give these rental properties and these cash flowing assets to my kids, my grandkids, my future generations, so I can build true generational wealth. I do push myself to make a ton of money so I can give it back to my community and charity and things like that. Now, I don't talk about this on my channel or anything at all, but I do think when you start making a ton of money, you should seriously give a good portion of that profits and that revenue into giving back to the community that helped bring you up. Now, that's all I'm really going to talk about that, but if you're somebody making millions of dollars wholesaling houses, seriously look into doing that. You'll be shocked at the impact you can actually make. But really, I just repeat the process and make more money every single year. Now, a big proponent to a ton of new deals I'm doing in wholesaling right now are coming from doing JV deals. That's why I love making content out here, because you guys learn wholesaling, you guys start making a ton of money, start JVing with me, and we all make money together. Now, if you do want to send me a JV deal, just go to sellmypaper.com. I'd love to JV with you. But really, that's my whole process. So if you want to write down the keys to my success and the keys for your success right now so you can become a millionaire in under 3 years, follow this plan. There's only one thing that has led to my success in wholesaling real estate and in life, honestly, is always consistent action. Show up every single day and do the work that is required, and then go beyond the work that is required. Work smarter, not harder when you can, especially when you're making over 100K a year. Get some employees, and then consistently get better every single day. Just 1% better every day. That's all you need to do. And eventually the compounds, you're going to triple, quadruple your skills every single year. The money you make will follow. On top of this too, when you're consistently getting better, it works better when you have a passion. Now, hopefully you can understand that when I was 17, 18, 19 years old, and even to this day, the passion for wholesaling houses has never left. There's a lot of people out here that wholesale real estate just to get rich, but I pride myself in being one of the few people in this business, me and Rick, that absolutely love wholesaling. I could talk about wholesaling for hours. You guys see me, I do 2-hour, 3, 4-hour live streams just talking and ranting about wholesaling all day because I truly love this business. It's truly changed my life, and I know it can change your life too. When you have a passion for this business, and it's scary for me to admit, sometimes all I do is eat, sleep, breathe, think wholesaling real estate 24/7. It's almost impossible for you not to get rich in wholesaling. And if you just constantly take that consistent action every single day and have fun with it, you'll do very well. So guys, if you got any value from this video, and if you want to be a millionaire in wholesaling, guys, do me a favor, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, go to freewholesaling.com, watch all the videos at freewholesaling.com. I'm telling you, it will give you the knowledge you need to become successful. And I'll see you guys soon. This is Ginn signing out. Have a blessed one.